Hello, I'm Jerry Fort. I'm going to review coffee. This is Pioneer Woman. Pioneer Woman brand has become a pretty popular brand. I think it's more on the high end on prices, if I understand correctly. This one here is called Saddle Up Medium Roast. This was in my my variety box of different coffees. It's kind of a cool. She's got a kind of a cool branding. You know, it's got kind of like an apron color around the outside, or like a tablecloth or something like that. It looks pioneerish. So let's see what we got here. This is this is probably my this may be my last one I do the way I do my K-cups. I cut open the backs, empty the contents out into a regular filter, and then brew it in my regular coffee pot. So, because I haven't had a K-cup machine for these to do these with. I just recently ordered one. I'm going to do a review of getting it out of its box here in a little bit. See and try it and see how it's going to work for me. I may be using that for the rest of them, so that'll be kind of cool. This has a nice roasty aroma. Smells good. Has, you know, classic kind of a coffee aroma. Kind of gourmet-ish, you know, kind of like ones that they just made, grinded or whatever, prepared, whatever they do with the coffees. They kind of fancy, kind of just a nice coffee bouquet. Can I say that? It smells good. I put about this much water in there. In my coffee pot to brew, to add to this. I don't know yet how this with the water measurement works, but this being tall and narrow, whereas a lot of the cups I think that are used are more small and wide. I don't know. Like on this one, it's showing just using a tall cup like I'm doing. So there. But only mine's glass, so I can show people the color, you know, the color, the darkness tint of the coffee. But yeah, this smells good. All right, so let's check this out. Have a little cheat sheet chart that I made because I was having trouble kind of coming up with aroma and taste taste profiles, I guess you'd say. So I kind of wrote down a bunch of them that I guess that professionals would use to describe flavors and tastes. I mean, flavors and aromas, so that people that are familiar with coffee type aromas and tastes will maybe get a little bit better of an understanding of what I'm trying to say. Yeah, a little smoky. Maybe a little burnt, maybe. And those are some of the descriptions you can use. But okay, let's see what I got here. almost the same as what you get on the aroma of the grounded. Actually, it smells a little different though, but it almost has like a sweet note coming out of there. It's not really chocolatey. It's almost donutty. Donutty. Almost has a donut kind of aroma. A little bit of a sweetness. Smells interesting. That's what I always talk about is because I've had a little bit of experience with whole bean coffee from the Don Pablo coffee that I drink. So you can smell the difference between the Don Pablo and the whole bean and the grounded and then the brew. They all have a different aromas and tastes. So it's neat how that evolution works. You wouldn't really kind of think about that it does that, but as soon as you break open them beans, it like releases like oils and other like aromas and stuff. So you get, you know, a different smell to it. Wow, that's really good. It's a medium roast. Like I mean, that's what you get. That's what it says, and that's what you get. So that's pretty impressive. Yeah, and you get like light to medium bitterness on the back end there. Probably has trying to look at my list. It does have a classic kind of taste, as it did at the beginning on the aroma. Maybe a medium boldness too. A little roastiness. Might have said that already. This is good. This is a good coffee. I do add creamers, so I'm going to start with a little regular creamer, which just adds a little bit of a lactose kind of taste, and a lot of people like the regular creamer. So I try to, you know, I don't really say a whole lot different when I'm doing the regular creamers because it doesn't really, that's all it does. It just adds a lactose kind of taste to it. But maybe people want to know if that does well with it, you know, so I try to do that first without adding my sweeter creamer. Yeah, and you get a lactose kind of an aroma with the other descriptions of the coffee. Yeah, and that's what it did. You still get the flavor, the nice flavor of the coffee, and then you get a little bit of an additive of a lactose kind of thing going on. And what it does, it just kind of curves the bitterness and the roastiness that maybe people wouldn't be all that into. So it does that job. Okay, so now, I always like seeing what my sweet creamer does to it, because it does change it does change some things. For me, I still get the nice taste of the coffee, but with a little bit of a different, you know, flavor profile, as this is caramel latte. You do get a little bit of that with it, but I don't add a big old heaping amount of it. I add like a level to under a level, regular teaspoon or spoon of this, just to kind of give it a little bit more drinkability for me personally. That balanced out really good. I like to see where it goes with this and the flavor and the aroma of the coffee, and they just pair really well together. And that's what it did on this. It just gives it a kind of a caramel kind of additive to the coffee aroma, and then the taste. Oh yeah, yeah. This goes really good with this one. Really good. You still get a roastiness. You still get the nice coffee flavor they got going on. That classicness. A little bit of the boldness has kind of left, but it's still, you know, some of it's still there. You get light bitterness on the back end. It's just, yeah, it's really good. This would be a real good donut coffee right here. It doesn't say donut blend, but it would go good with donuts. I think almost any coffee is going to go good with donuts. That's really good. Yeah, nice. That's a nice one. The Pioneer Woman. Saddle Up. Medium roast. And the Pioneer women, they had to have some iron skin, didn't they? Back in them days to put up with what was going on back then, you know. We're watching, I have been watching, I don't know if you guys are watching this or not, but a show called 1883. It's got Sam Elliott in there. It's got Tim McGraw, Faith Hill. It's a pretty cool show. It's interesting how they're showing it. They're going from, where'd they go for? Tennessee to trying to get to Oregon or Montana. Everybody's wanting to go different places, but it's been a really neat show. But yeah, some of the Pioneer women were more is it docile? They were more ladies. Well, you had both. You had ladies, and then you had some of the Pioneer women that were like wranglers themselves. They could be cowboys. They could, you know, and they knew how to. They were in the situation where they had to learn how to ride horses and rope cattle and, you know, herd cattle and break horses and all that kind of stuff back then too. Some of them didn't get to grow up like ladies. They grew up like men. They had to do chores and stuff like that. So so some of them, there's even been legendary gunfighter women. You know, you've seen them old Western books, you know, the Western encyclopedias, or it might have been like the Pioneer. Nah, I can't remember. Back in the 70s, you used to sell this leather-bound set that had like the cowboys, the gunfighters, the Indians, or I don't know. There was just a bunch of different genres of Old West type situations or something. But I just remember seeing it like advertised on TV back in the 70s. But anyway, Pioneer Woman, Saddle Up, medium roast, pretty good. All right, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you on the next one. Bye.